So now we're going to have some fun with the chord shapes we've already learned. What we're going to be doing is a picking pattern for those chords. So instead of just strumming through the chords, which is lovely, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to pick out each individual note of the chords. The way we're going to do this is with a 6/8 pattern. Now don't worry too much, but remember a while ago I talked about time signatures, and we did 4/4 time signature, which is just 4 notes, 4 beats in the bar. This one's 6/8. Simply means that there are 6 beats in the bar is the best way to learn. It's technically not exactly correct, but if you think about it as 6 notes, you'll be fine. The way to think about it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You notice I emphasize the 1 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to help with what we're doing because we're picking 3 down notes and 3 up notes. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the chord D, and I'll pick the picking pattern. Okay, what I did there was down, 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 up, up, up. Okay, now if I do the D chord, now you do the D chord with me, put your fingers on the D, and we're just going to start that from the 4th string. And simply pick from the 4th string down, remembering for the D chord, that's our top note for our D. We don't pick the strings above that for D. We're going to pick that string, the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, all down strokes, down, down, down. Now when you're picking that, I want you to not just let it fall, but a little bit of a combination of picking and sort of falling combined. So you are actually falling to each string, but I want you to individually pick. You can see my pick is moving for each string. It's not just falling onto it, it's picking and it's individual. 1, 2, 3, and then we want upstrokes. So we need to reach down to the bottom string, this one here. We're going to do up, up, up. You might want to start by just doing 3 downs, take a small breath, and then up, up, up. And then we start again, down, 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 and a little one, up, up. Then try combining them so that there's no gap between the two. Down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up, up, up. Simple as that. So that was the D chord. Now let's have a go at doing the A chord. So put your fingers on an A chord. Now we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to start on the 5th string. Remembering A starts from that string. It starts from the 5th string. So we're going to pick that note, but then we're going to skip a string. So what we did there, we played the 5th string, then we played the 3rd string, then the 2nd string, all down strokes. 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and then up strokes, just like we did, up, up, up from the bottom string. Pretty simple. Okay. Now when you're first doing this and you're just getting used to A and that sort of thing, so you might find some notes aren't quite so clean. That's okay, just persevere. I don't want you to spend all day trying to get that chord perfect. So for example, if this is what you've got. I'd rather you just picked through it and didn't stop. The habit that most people get into if something's not 100% perfect is they just stop. And all they do is learn how to stop continuously when something's not perfect. And that's no use at all. If you were to play a concert and did something not completely perfect and just stop, the whole band would fall over, or the orchestra, or whatever was going on, and it would be the most frustrating thing in the world to listen to. So I want you to push through. Your fingers will get stronger and more accurate as you go. I just want you to play that pattern over and over. And A is a good example of that. Okay, now the next chord we're going to do is the D chord again. Starting from the 4th string, 3 downs, 3 ups. Then we're going to do a G chord. So little finger down onto the G chord. Bass note is going to be the top string, which is the 6th string. And then we're going to play the bottom 3 strings again. So we're going to go bass note, 3rd, 2nd, then upstrokes. Up, up, up. Down, we skip a whole bunch of strings, then up, 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 just as we have been doing for the next ups. That's just one version of doing this. The cool thing about doing it, as long as you do 3 downs and 3 ups, it'll always sound cool. I'll give you an example of that. I'll do a G chord, and every single time I'll change which string is being played. However, I'll keep the downs going and the ups going in the right order. 3 downs, 3 ups. Here we go. Now that was different every single time. However, it didn't really matter, did it? It was 3 downs and 3 ups. So don't worry too much if you happen to hit the wrong string or whatever. Just keep 3 downs and 3 ups happening with your right hand, and that should sound really cool. Now if you have a look on your tab, that should explain everything we're doing as well. Just a good one to be able to refer back to. Just on which string happens to be the beginning note, I guess, is the best thing for tab. So if you go for the D chord, and you'll see it's made up of a 0, then it's a 2 and a 3, then it's an upstroke for the 2, 3, 2. And you'll see how it's spaced out. It says D chord, however it's spaced out from left to right. So on the left you've got 0, and then it goes to the next note, 2, next note to 3, then it's a 2, 3, 2, all on those the correct strings. And you'll see underneath it the picking pattern, down, 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 up, up, up. Just lets you know what to do with each note. Pretty simple.